DDEX 1-13, Pool of Radiance Resurgent. My name is Dean, and I am your DM this evening. Or afternoon. So we're going to say that everyone had... you had recently fled from Flan after... Vorgan Charax, a green dragon, had invaded and took over the city. So for those of you who did 1-10, Tyranny and Flan, you had escaped the city and you were bringing people out. And you had gone to one of the first safe haven. It was established in Grimshackle Jail. The reason that was chosen is because it's secure, it's on the river, and it's probably unlikely to gain attention of a green dragon or any of his enforcers or anyone. So the maimed Virulence, a great green dragon known as Vorgan Shirax, brood of Clogilamitar, turned one Leafall day into a terrifying nightmare for the residents of the ever-troubled town of Flan. Arriving without notice, except to those in the cult of the dragon who had brought him here, his noxious breath and terrible claws rained death upon the town. Crushing most opposition within hours of his destructive arrival, he laid claim to the Cinnabar throne, and with the help of the cult, subjected those that remained, including a portion of the Black Fists, the Enforcers, and Town Guard. Subjugated those, sorry. The few that opposed him were either slain, went into hiding, or fled the town. A small band of adventurers helped the Lord Regent, and a few dozen townfolk escape in the wake of the dragon's destructive arrival. Knight Aelid Baral, a Black Fist who sacrificed herself to allow the Lord Regent to be extricated, has been taken to be revived if possible. No word has been given on her or the Lord Regent's status as of late. Denlore's tower in Flan, a base of operations for a resistance movement, fell to the cult of the dragon not long after the dragon's attack. The already weakened resistance within the town crumbled, and most were forced out into the outlying hamlets, villages, and wilderness. Most of you have spent the last few weeks making your living in such places, as many of the secret passages in and out of the town have now been seized or sabotaged. So why don't we take a minute to just introduce ourselves and our characters. So why doesn't Tarsus, why don't you get us started?
Alright, my name is Tarsus de Anconia. He's a fighter warlock, but he has voices in his head, and he thinks he's a cleric of Tempest, but he was granted no healing powers, of course. And he started off in, I believe, the Tyranny of Dragons timeline.
Cool. And your real name is?
Richard Valencia.
Cool. Someone else want to go next?
I'll go. I'm Alman. I am a monk of the with the Way of the Open Hand. I am in. I was in the cult. My father was. He was killed later on for being for wanting to separate himself. So I've got an extreme hatred for anything that has to do with cult. So basically, I'll need to be restrained from killing any one of those members. And I think I've got that. There you go.
Great. Robert.
Yep.
I was actually gonna. We have two Roberts today, so.
Just call me Giron.
Somebody wanna?
I'll go. I'm also a open hand monk. My background's pirate. And forest gnome. But I quit being a pirate and joined the Harpers. So I guess that's it.
And what's your character name?
Biff.
Great.
And I am Giron the Abjurer. I come from Neverwinter, and I am no stranger to towns being or to a city being assaulted and under rule of unscrupulous entities. As Neverwinter came under such an assault many years ago when it was being assaulted by the Shadowvar and the Red Wizards, and that was a so. I think my experience during that war will help us will help us get to a will help us survive this unfortunate event.
Anyone else want to step up to the plate?
Yeah. So I'm Corey. I'm playing Eiler. He is a chief field researcher in Flan from Mendor's library. He basically travels Faerun in search of research of all kinds. Doesn't matter what it is, he's interested in it. So he tends to find books and secrets and get lost in reading quite easily.
Kirk or Roger, do one of you guys want to introduce yourselves?
I already went. That was Almond.
Okay,
I don't know how to get it to change my name where it has both on the bottom.
If you go to the cog on the right-hand side, and then there should be a display name.
Ah, okay.
Well, I'm Sagan. Glad you all are joining us on this fine adventure. You will be seeking glory on the battlefield, whether you want it or not. Sure hope you enjoy the blessings of Tempest upon you, whether you, again, want it or not. He blesses us all.
Tempest thanks you.
Now, Tarsus, remind me, you said you were not actually you think you're a cleric of Tempest.
I think I'm a cleric of Tempest, yes.
But you are not.
But I am not.
I like it.
But I'm definitely a cleric of Tempest. Like, so much a cleric of Tempest.
I would accept the blessings of Tempest.
So does would you say your cleric of Tempest goes to 11?
At least. That's like on an off day. That's when I'm like on a Tuesday and I'm not doing much.
Wow.
This is like a Friday night. Like we are full blown Tempest time.
Interesting.
Trademark.
So you guys were heading over to Grimshackle Jail to meet with Glevith, a welcomer. For those who are not familiar with the Welcomers, they were originally a group of the Flan's Thieves Guild. However, they kind of shifted to get people in and out of the town when Vorgan Shirok's attacked. In the haze of the late morning rain, you came upon the dreary sight of Grimshackle Jail. The complex precariously sits at the edge of the Stojanau River, ill-maintained on the outside, the product of decades of neglect and misuse. The tower itself seems stout enough, and you are given entry through the iron door by a suspicious-looking fellow named Bevek, one of the two Grimshackle brothers that run this corrupt den of cruel despair. Once inside, you're ushered up to one of the cramped cells. At first, it seems like this might have been some sort of ruse, perhaps an enemy's trick to lure you into the prison without recourse to leave. But, as your eyes adjust to the dim lantern light of the cell, you notice a figure sitting on a thin stone ledge, looking up from his small leather book. He is a human with a thin face, slicked back black hair, and a large nose. I'm so glad you've come. I was beginning to worry that you weren't up for a challenge.
Anything that has to do with dragons, I'm always up for the challenge.
I'm glad to hear that because at this moment in time there is much to do with dragons, especially in the area of Flan. But allow me to introduce myself. My name is Glevith. I'm a welcomer of Flan.
We actually met the other night.
Yeah, I think Glevith. Didn't we met Glevith before?
Some of you guys have, some have not. So, yeah. Yeah, he was the one who helped you. If you were in 1-10, he helped you get out.
What are you still doing out here? Why are you not in the city fighting for its freedom?
You see, I am now a hero of the people. I lead the resistance. Or at least help it out. But to do that, we can't always be attacking. We have to be strategic in our efforts.
Handsy.
But there are a few other things that I've learned, and I think I should share. Now, there are rumors that say Vorgan Shirax was not satisfied with just control of Flan, and now he wants the rest of the Moon Sea. Additionally, he's in this, quest for more power. I believe he started talking to the Red Wizards. And they might be advising him to gather up magic that for their own research. Are any of you familiar with the Red Wizards of Fae?
All too well.
Unfortunately.
Bunch of namby-pambies floating around in their little red cloaks thinking they know nothing. I tell you what, put a sword through them, they die like any other.
Or just kick him in the head.
And then he looks at Alman and he says, Alman, this is something you might be interested in. Recently, a couple days ago, word spread throughout the Cult of the Dragon that Vorgan Shirax was looking for a group to travel outside Flan to obtain some powerful magic. And I know how you feel about the Cult of the Dragon, so I figured you were the best man for the job.
Yes, definitely has my name written all over it.
Now, are you familiar with Ixu Terror Song?
Ixu, is that a name of a dragon?
That is a name of an individual.
Off the top of my head, I can't think that I do from a past adventure. Is he in Horde?
Ixu was an elf
Tyranny.
that you might have seen in Tyranny of Flan.
Oh, yes. Yeah, we met him.
Has anyone else? Well, if you've met him, why don't you tell your compatriots a little bit about him and her?
Giron goes through his books and goes, that name sounds kind of familiar, and then he opens up one of his spell books and goes, oh, and then he closes it and doesn't say anything.
In out of character, Robert from Giron. When we played this the other day, didn't we meet him?
When I played it, like a few months ago, I actually killed her.
Oh, this is the gal that told us that we were...
this is
okay.
the blasty wizard.
She did the ward on the hotel, on the tavern.
No, this was an
that
enemy,
a
bad wizard that was
then,
riding a wyvern.
Yeah, we killed her.
I think it was Dahlia that casted the ward, if I recall.
We killed her. Yes.
Yeah, because I copied that section out of the adventure because there were spells that I couldn't copy yet, and that's the name of the person's spell book. So.
Yeah, Robert about killed us all in the first round because they all beat our initiative, and it knocked me down to 1 hit point on our first attack, knocked 2 of us down. It was crazy.
So then Glevis says, so you may wonder how I got some of this information. I have an inside source in the Tears of Virulence, and my source tells me that the cultists are scheduled to depart from Flan tomorrow morning. I know the route will take them close to the Grimshackle jail by mid-afternoon, but I don't know where they're heading or what they're after. Would you guys be interested or able to find out what they're after, and if it seems like, it would be a boon to the dragon to prevent them from acquiring it?
So they
why
haven't
not.
left yet? they're leaving.
They leave tomorrow morning, is according to my intelligence.
How would we be able to get back to town before tomorrow morning and do some information gathering, or will it take about that long to get back to town anyway?
No, you're just outside of town. You're not very far from the town.
Gelvan, do we know where they are staying?
We know that they are inside Flan. I don't know exactly where they're staying. I know that they should pass near here by mid-afternoon, though.
Okay, would you advise us going into town and try to do like he said and gather information, or should we lay in wait and follow?
I think that's going to be your decision. I can't tell you what the best investigation methods are going to be, and especially what will suit your styles. I think both are extremely good options.
Well, guys, what do you think?
What do you guys know about her?
I think at least a couple of us here are members of factions that could probably help us. If there's I'm with the Harpers, and I heard somebody else say they were with the Harpers. Maybe we can engage our spy network. Maybe like the Lord's Alliance or the Zents or somebody have. I don't know if they have a presence in the town anymore, but if we have anybody.
Sounds good. I'm in the Gauntlet. I don't know if there's much of a presence there, but
The Order of the Gauntlet offers the following help. We will stand in the middle of the path. She'll come upon us, and we will beat the crap out of her and do our thing.
So you guys know that. So most of the factions have like somebody like doing like some research in the town. So you're more than welcome to do that. To kind of like research it using whatever limited information network you might have at your disposal. Now, yeah. It's probably going to be too dangerous, and time-consuming to go into the city, but you might be able to send one of Glevis' agents or use magical means. So, I mean, you are not quite half a day's travel away from Flan, though. So,
well, let's definitely get all the info we can, and using whatever means we have to do that. Before setting up the ambush, are you wanting us to kill them or follow them?
Glevis says, well, I think it might be better to follow them rather than immediately killing them, so we know what Vorgan Shirax is after. Because if we simply kill them, he might just send another group.
Sounds good.
So if you follow them or if we figure out what he's after, then feel free to kill.
All right, let's do it.
Do we have anybody that could scout a half day ahead of us and just keep on their tail and just kind of report where they're going? Anybody
do that easily.
Anybody really stealthy?
My imp has invisibility, so yeah.
But how? I apologize if I don't trust a devil. But how do we? What guarantee do we have that this devil is going to assist us?
I could just see through its eyes to make sure it is. It's very loyal. I'm not sure why. I think
you gotta be within 100 feet of it to do that. So
I am packed with a chain actually, so it's anywhere on the plane of existence.
Oh, nice patch of chain.
Yep.
So obviously the imp would probably be the best choice for the reconnoiter.
Yeah, invisible raven, 60 feet speed.
Well, I don't think I have to tell you that that devil spawn are born of trickery, but
Tempest would not give me this imp unless he didn't want me to use it.
I kind of Giron scratches his head. I'm not sure if Tempest, if that imp came from Tempest, but
he told me himself actually.
He could be
I'm
an
gonna
angel
insight roll
disguised
that
as an
one. I
ant.
don't believe you.
Maybe you're right.
I don't think you talked to Tempest. I don't believe.
Well, what else is this voice?
There is more than one guy.
You're hearing voices in your head, and they sent you an imp. You know what? I don't know.
Sounds like a winch I met at the tavern the other night.
Sounds like Tempest to me.
It's totally
What could
Tempest.
possibly go wrong?
It tells me to slay all my enemies, right?
Yes.
Solve problems with fighting.
All right. Well, I'm gonna keep my eye on him.
So what do you? So I guess you guys have, you have a couple different options in what you guys are going to do. If you want to do some research, whether through magical means on them, whether using your imp, scrying, I don't know, or sending one of his agents. So I mean, and different people can do different things. So out of character and just by game mechanics, if you do want to like research, you will have to spend a single downtime day.
Does that include talking to your faction?
Yes, if you want to talk to your faction and see what they know, that's still going to cost a downtime day.
I'll spend that.
I'll
for
do
those
that.
Lines.
I also have researcher feature.
Oh, I also have that too. Well, you can use researcher, and then I'll engage the Harpers. Unless somebody else already is, then.
Well, we're both the Harpers.
I'll engage the gauntlet, and I assume we'll send the imp in also to see what he can gather,
Sure.
and just kind of hit it from all corners.
Okay, so let's do this one at a time. Okay, so let's start with our Harpers. We have Robert, Giron, Alar. Who else is a Harper?
That's it.
Okay, so you guys give me a either an investigation check or give me an investigation check with advantage because you guys have the researcher background.
All of us?
No, just the two Harpers.
I think that the 27 probably got it.
So after like a little bit of Biff, are you a Harper?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So after you guys work together and you go and talk to your Harper comrades and those who might have spies inside the city, and you know that rumors come from inside the inside of Flan that there might be a new pool of Radiance that has just formed, and Vorgan Shirux is seeking its power. And that a pool of Radiance is infused with strong magic that could be harnessed for all sorts of purposes, nefarious or beneficial, or good.
We definitely need to keep
Benevolent.
the dragon from getting his hands on this.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so Gibran, Alar, and Biff, you're going to use one downtime day and make sure you're spending your appropriate lifestyle costs. Yep. Now, Sagan, what are you doing?
I'm gonna pray to Tempest for guidance.
Okay.
See if he can infuse me with knowledge about where they might be going and where might be best to ambush them.
Okay, let me get back to you on what Tempest tells you. Almin, what are you going to do?
I was going to incorporate my privilege and rank with the gauntlet to see if they have any additional information.
Okay. Yeah, give me in either investigation or persuasion check, and tell me like what you're doing. Obviously, I guess you can investigate or persuade up. Those are the two basic things based on what I just said. So, are you gonna So you're just gonna go to your Order of the Gauntlet people? You're not gonna and that's it.
Yeah, being a monk, I really don't have much else I can do since we're not doing the stealth tactic ourselves.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Then
I stick-
give me a persuasion check.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the Order of the Gauntlet does not really know anything about what's been happening recently. At least anyone that was willing to share.
I don't know if it helps, but I do have 11 renown with the gauntlet, so that would put me fairly high up in the ranks.
I'll say that gave you advantage, and you still rolled. Then you rolled a 1 on your roll
Right.
with advantage. Now, Tarsus, what are you doing? I know you wanted to use your imp to do something.
I was just gonna have him follow them when we find them, but what I'll do is contact the Lord's Alliance.
Okay.
And spend a downtime.
Okay.
Yeah,
then-
we probably will know how to find them because didn't they say they were going to the Green Dragon at the keep? So just
Oh, I
watch
just
the
send 'em
keep
over.
and see who goes
Yeah.
in.
I
Well,
can do that.
they said, I mean, they probably would have to go back to the Green Dragon at the end, but what Gleveth said was that they would be passing nearby Grimshackle Jail, which is where you guys are now.
Well,
okay.
my imp will not be going near the dragon because I believe dragons have true sight.
So yeah, if you're gonna contact your Lord's Alliance, give me a do you want to like investigate with them? Like they have a little bit of scrying magic, or do you want to just like talk to them and see what they know?
I'm better at talking.
Okay, let's
do
give
that.
me a persuasion check then. Okay, you know. You know that so a couple of the people in the Lord's Alliance, while they're not willing to like tell you how they got this information, they know that the expedition is headed to a place called Cranan's Crater. It's about 2 days away from the jail that you're at, and it's in Tickleberry Hills.
Well, damn, there's their location. What is Cronan's Crater? Do I know what that is?
Yeah. Give me a history check.
Yeah. Let's see.
Actually, yeah, history. You know that it's a crater in the Tickleberry Hills because they just told you that.
I'll ask my colleagues if they know what this place is.
Could we do an insight check on that?
It's going to be a history check.
Okay.
I will seek the guidance of Tempest per usual, which will add a D4 to my check.
Mm-hmm.
So 14.
Nobody's heard of Cranan's Crater before.
Oh, are you relaying this information to everyone?
Yes, I'm telling everyone if
All right.
anybody knows about it.
Man.
Nobody has heard of this crater before, but if it's as big, but it might be weird. It's weird that none of you know about it, but maybe it's not such a big deal after all.
Well, now we know where it is. Maybe we should just ambush these people when they get near the jail.
Would the jail be willing to help us, or because this is the same jail from last session too, right? Or from probably not the same mission, but a different mission.
It's not the same jail, but it's like the same people.
Well, you said it's Grimshackle Jail. That sounds familiar.
No, have you played Outlaws on the Iron Route, DDEX 1.9?
I didn't actually play it. I DM'd it, but
Okay, so that's
if anybody played that one, then
Yeah, my guy has actually played that one, so he recognizes from Shackle Jail. Nice to see that it's not based for, you know.
Well, we could set up like an ambush somewhere, even if it's not the jail.
I would recommend that we set up an ambush. I would recommend we do it further away from the jail, however, because if we ambush them at the jail, it will reveal its location.
If they're,
Well,
if they're going to
that's
the
true, yeah.
crater, we may want to see what they're going to get there. Believe me, I want to kill them too.
Well, the rumors were Pool of Radiance, right?
Or something to harness the power of the pool of radiance too.
I would recommend we ambush them before they get there.
Yeah, I don't want them to get whatever they want.
Any spellcasters make a Arcana, or any spellcasters make an Arcana check to see if you know what a Pool of Radiance is or anything about it.
I don't know shit.
So
I was about to say, like, I know a little bit about the Pool of Radiance, just from the old game from
Yeah.
like way back. But
so Giron, Sagan, and Tarsus, you guys all know that you know a little bit about the Pool of Radiance. You know, long ago it was powerful. It was a dangerous and powerful anomaly in the Weave, a font of raw magic between Valhavo Castle and Flan that was utilized by an entity known as Tyranthraxis. You know that Tyranthraxis was defeated by a band of adventurers, and the pool's magic was rendered inert. There have been rumors of other pools of radiance existing since, but none have been completely verified. You know that the pool probably could be tapped for summoning, teleportation, or maybe magical coercion.
yeah, and this was about 200 years ago too. So like, there have been rumors like, oh yeah, we found another Pool of Radiance, and then over the last, what is it, like 200 years I think since they found that Pool of Radiance. So this is like, to Giron, it's like, oh, another wild goose chase. Yep, all right.
Well, we definitely, even if it is true, we definitely don't want them anywhere near it, and they're dedicating quite a bit of resources to go looking for it.
Yeah, we should probably ambush them.
So,
Oh,
yeah.
my motivation is to thwart the cults of the dragon, because we have some high profile cultists, right? I assume these people are part of the cult of the dragon.
The people that are going
yeah.
there.
Or, I mean, the giant green dragon taking over the town. I mean, that sounds like cult activity.
Yes, no,
No,
they are
definitely.
cultists. Yes,
Yeah.
they're a
so
specific branch of the cult, but they are absolutely cultists of the dragon.
Giron, in this,
So, yeah.
The pool from several hundred years ago, what type of powers did it have then? Do you know?
Whatever Dean just said. It was like, what'd you say, like a font of raw magic that had like all sorts of strange powers?
Yeah, it was a weave of I think I said a weave of magic, or but it could be used for teleportation, summoning.
Right,
okay.
It probably was an anomaly within the weave, so like magic probably worked differently around it.
Yeah.
Around the
Wish
pool,
I
or if you drank from the pool, like it would probably do something really weird to you.
Is anybody a wild mage sorcerer?
Oh jeez.
So yeah, I say we ambush them before we go to, because we should obviously check out this pool. Like, that's something certainly worthy. And even if it is not true, it's good to know. If it is true, it's good to have it in our control. But I suggest we ambush them beforehand, because if we ambush them and kill them, we don't have to worry about them coming up to us while we're sitting there exploring the pool.
Right.
Yep.
Or
But
like
I
that.
think we should do it fairly close to their destination.
Yeah,
Yeah,
away
that's
from the town probably would be good.
Yeah, away from the town, away from the jail. It
Sounds
sounds
like
like can we get a head start on them? Like, they haven't left yet.
No, so you guys spent about a day researching, so now it's evening time, and they leave in the morning.
I think we should get a good night's rest and then just head out slightly before them. I mean, slightly, an hour or so.
So everyone who, so it looked like everyone decided to do research. So anyone who I did not say use one downtime day and spend lifestyle, make sure you do that.
I was going to be doing praying to Tempest to see if he had any additional guidance.
Don't worry, I got
Okay.
you. That it's gonna come. Don't worry. So far, Tempest has been quiet to your.
Except for me. He keeps talking in my head.
You're a little more
Can't get him
faithful
to
than
shut
the
up.
other one.
Yeah, and I had my insight. I don't think so.
I think I'm telling the truth.
So you guys are gonna go get some rest?
Yeah, might as well.
Yeah.
So as you guys, you all, go your separate ways in the evening, are you guys gonna have anyone on watch?
Yeah, I think we probably should, and I think we should probably stay together. Sleep in a common area and set a watch.
What? You don't want to let the DM put you in separate locations?
I don't, but whether or not I have a choice in the matter.
Any elves?
Yes.
Well, there's 4 hours. I'll take first watch.
Also, I believe we have 2 people who can cast alarm as well.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
that'd be nice.
and the Watchers and the Resistance are gonna have people keeping watch as well.
Better safe than sorry.
Especially if they have any eyes or ears in the jail.
So who's gonna take the rest of those watches? We had someone on first.
If there's 6 of us, let's split it 3 watches, 2 apiece.
Well, we've got familiars too, don't we? Those can.
Yeah. I think I should have my imp watching the gates of the city, or of the city, to let us know when they actually leave, like the precise time.
Okay. So you guys go to get some rest and you have somebody keeping watch at all times, and it's a fairly uneventful evening. But Sagan, during when you're sleeping, you hear a voice come to you. Sagan, this is Uthgar, Exarch of Tempest. I have information for you.
Give it, preach the word.
Ixusaxa Terrorsong, a powerful mage and wearer of purple. She leads this expedition. She will be accompanied by dragon claws and dragon wings. Additionally, I have reason to believe that her wyvern mount will be close, scouting for danger.
Oh, damn wyverns, cowards of the sky.
Sagan, make Tempest proud.
We'll do, boss man.
Uthgar, out!
Mic drop. I will inform my party of such visions in the morning.
So she's a powerful wizard?
After he informs us out of game, how does this change when some of us have killed her already?
By canon, she is not dead.
Oh, okay.
Players can get faction res, so presumably so can ads.
Oh, okay. I guess that makes sense. Absolutely. She's probably not going to like us very much.
Yeah, she's gonna like the people who might have killed her even less.
Well, she's aware of purple, and I'm going to make her aware of red, so I'll be sure to put her down this time. Let me show you guys how it's done.
Yeah, Mr. Crane, would like to give her a red badge of courage.
Ew.
I don't know why that's ew. It's pretty much the exact same reference joke you made.
I said heyo.
Oh, okay.
Agreed. Let us go. Must get ahead of them. They will have scouts in the air.
Then
we are further enough ahead of them.
Early in the morning, at about 7 a.m., your imp, was it the imp or the owl that was in the town? The the imp begins to see a group of people leaving it, leaving the town of Flan, and
All right, I tell everybody, wake up, showtime.
All right.
So it looks like, according to the map, we'll be heading due west, because he said it was in the Tickleberry Hills, correct?
Yep.
Yep.
I'm just gonna move you guys to the north so we can all see the map. Yeah, so if you look, you guys are right here at the Grimshackle Jail, where Flan is here, and you know that they're going to be going somewhere to, in the Tickleberry Hills. You don't know where, but that's over this way. I mean, you don't know where in the Tickleberry Hills they are going, but... what was your guys' intention on, in terms of following them, or letting them go? Did you want to, yeah, how did you want to go about that? Did you want to be, close to them?
Do we know the location of the, whatchamacallit?
You know only that it's in the Tickleberry Hills. None of you, knew anything about, had never even heard of the crater.
Well, if it's crater, it's probably going to be easy to spot, right? I could send my imp over there ahead of time. You just fly over there and look for a crater.
That is going to depend on the size of the crater. On Mars, there are a lot of very large craters. If you want to talk about those, I know a researcher who does that, who studies Mars craters.
What is this Mars you speak of?
Sorry, that was out of character. That was out of game. Mars is actually where the world of Eberron is, if I recall. And Dark Sun, I think, is on Venus. So what did you guys want? What was your plan? Yeah, why don't you guys figure out what you wanted to do in terms of following them or waiting for them, ambushing them?
I think we should leave the imp on them to make sure they're heading the same direction we are.
Okay.
Okay, so you guys, sorry,
maybe
please.
Send the owl to scope the hills for the crater.
Okay, so you wanted to go ahead of them then.
Isn't that the plan we agreed on, guys?
Yeah.
Cool.
Sounds good to me.
So when you talked to Glevith a little bit about this, and he says, well, I don't know if you guys are from the Moonsea region, but there are two paths, or two possible ways to get to the Tickleberry Hills. You could, of course, take the trails, which will be the easiest and most open, as well as the fastest. But or you could go through the wilderness. You could try and figure out a way through the wilderness. You might be a little harder to spot, but it might take you a little longer.
I would imagine they would probably go through the wilderness also. They probably want to keep this as low-key as possible.
With the wyvern flying up there? I don't think it's going to be that low-key, right?
Yeah. I don't know. What do you think, guys?
Well, I mean, I actually kind of agree. I think they're going to probably go through the woods. Just because I think what he said, even with the wyvern up as scouting, it's not totally low key, but it doesn't mean they want to be out in the middle of an open plain, right for ambush.
Yeah, this is where the DM throws the monkey wrench in our plan.
Well, we could just continue towards the hills on the road until my imp tells us that they go into the woods or something. Because if we start in the woods, we're going to be traveling a lot slower.
Where does the road split? Where does the trail split between going?
Well, that's my dog. One second. She hears somebody.
If we just set up as a Y in the road. Oh.
Well, since you want to hear her, I'm sure.
As long as at the Y in the road, it's all good. Can't miss him.
Did somebody put a 2 counter on mine for some reason? On my token?
Not I.
Sorry about that.
also
I'm
don't
back.
have control. I don't have control of my token. I have control of Amon's token.
Which one is your token? Hello?
I'm the Sagan's token is this one.
Cool.
That one.
Cool. You should have control of it now.
Cool, thanks.
Okay, so the path splits like, so you're gonna go either way. So the trail's gonna take you to about here. So they'll gonna most likely Glev tells you that the trail would go up from Flan north along the Sojanau River. And then if you want to go through the wilderness, then you would go a little farther north and then in, whereas the trail is going to then would cut straight in.
This is like real open area then, right? This grass sea.
Yeah, it's pretty open. Like, it's
Well, there would be
extremely
no chance
open.
for an
Visibility
ambush
is good.
Well, if they go that way, we can probably see them going that way a long ways out, like reset up our ambush. So
That's
I'd say
true.
we, like, you know. Wait, where does the road split again?
So right here is where people would either continue going north to take the, like, through the quivering forest, or go to the path.
Okay, so why don't we set up an ambush there? And if it's far enough away from the Grimshackle jail, we can get there before they do.
Well, wouldn't it's going to be
visibility is concerned.
Yeah,
Oh.
maybe right here at the entrance to the forest. Then we can, from there, then we could keep an eye to see if they if they go on the trail. If not, if they're coming towards us, then we can ambush them there.
Fair point.
Yeah, we'll just do that. So as soon as I get to that point, I'll look through my imp size and see which way they go.
Okay. So everyone wants to go head up north before they get there and
Yeah.
set up an ambush?
That's the plan.
Cool. So when you guys are heading north, how fast do we want to be going? Do you guys want to, like, be a fast pace, normal pace, slow pace?
I will do a ritual for Phantom Steed every hour.
Okay. Remind me what that does.
Basically, for an hour, I get a horse that can move up to 10 miles per hour.
Okay.
At normal pace.
By the way, I have a concern about us being ahead of them. They might be able to notice our tracks if they're following the same route.
Possible, but I mean, how many people travel each trail anyways? So there's gonna be tracks no matter what.
Not sure.
Yeah,
It'll be
I
very
don't know.
fresh
I don't
tracks.
know how I feel about being ahead of them either.
As long as I get to kill something that has to do with the cult, I don't care how we do it. So
I think it would be better to follow them rather than because we could always come up on them in the middle of the night or something
okay,
That's true.
while they're resting.
We could try that.
yeah, let's just do that. That's fine.
All right. So we're gonna wait for them to pass Grimshackle Jail and then follow them.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, we should have just somebody that can scout ahead and not be seen, or like the imp can be invisible. Would probably be the best idea.
So you don't want the imp with them anymore?
Oh, the imp is going to be with them anyway.
Yeah, he's just gonna
Oh,
follow
then
them
yeah,
wherever they go.
then yeah, there's no reason for us to be ahead of them then. If he's, because we can just follow them, and then they won't have any. They won't see any tracks. They won't know that we're there.
All right.
Okay.
And then we'll just wait for them to camp and try to ambush them at night.
Sounds like a plan.
All right.
Okay. Okay, so so you guys are gonna stay around Grimshackle Jail and then follow them and try and ambush them at night? That's what we're.
Yeah.
I mean, well, okay. How many people have dark vision?
I have Devil Sight. Somehow Tempest gave me that.
Okay, who doesn't have dark vision? Because
I don't.
Cleric does not. So if I got to res you, I can't see you.
I guess we'll have to do it with some sort of light. I've got a spear with daylight on it, so.
Okay.
But I'm sure, does any of our casters have a light spell they could put on their weapon or something at that point in time?
I have continual flame. If you want to buy the materials for it, I can cast it for you.
Oh.
Otherwise, I do have light spell too, but I already have continual flame on on an item that I have.
Do you still have the ruby? Because the ruby is not consumed when you cast that spell.
I believe it is.
I don't think so. I'll look it up again.
Yeah, I've got like 4,000 gold, so I might as well spend it on something. So yeah.
So you guys know that you don't know if you're going to be able to find someone who can sell you that in Grimshackle Jail.
Yeah. So
okay.
We can.
Oh, you're right.
Do that. We can do that after game. But yeah, it's 50 gold.
If you already have a cast on something, that's fine. I'll just stand close enough to you that I get the light bonus.
Yeah, after game, everybody else can take a continual flame on whatever item they want.
It's fine.
Okay. And when we get up close, if you could cast a light spell on something on me, because I'm sure the monks will be up ahead of stuff. So yeah.
Sure.
Okay, so that's the plan.
Okay, so they left it around 7 a.m. According to the imp, and you have a pretty uneventful watch. How are you guys set up at Grimshackle Jail? Like how
are we in? Are we inside?
Yeah, how is this ambush set up? Is this
we're just gonna follow them, and
okay, so
we're gonna be in the Grimshackle, and then as they pass, then at a healthy distance behind them, then we'll start following them. The imp is with them, so we'll know where they're at all times.
Got it. Okay, so the imp sees that there is a wyvern flying up ahead with the group, and the imp wasn't sure exactly what it was until it got a little closer, but it's definitely a wyvern, and the wyvern seems to be circling both in front and behind the party, and quite a distance a ways. You can see for miles. It's a really clear day. You can see probably for about 2 miles, I would say. And it's a very clear day. At about midday, they pass Grimshackle Jail. And when they get there, they don't investigate it at all. They just keep walking as if everything's all right. And they head north just a little bit to about here, and then they cut across along a trail through the grass sea.
Well, looks like they're taking the direct path.
Go in the forest up north.
All right, so we'll follow them at a safe distance, so several miles back.
How tall is the grass?
It not very tall.
No,
it's a mode.
Yeah, maybe it's like, at most places it's pretty small, short, but there are a couple places where it maybe is 2 feet tall. I mean, not the grass, but other stuff.
Okay, that's fine. I was just wondering if the gnome could sneak through the grass, but I guess not.
Yeah, no, it's very open. There are like no trees. It's like it's odd. It's like a grass sea, kind of see into the horizon. The only difference is it's green instead of blue. So you guys are gonna go stay like 3 or 4 miles behind them?
Yeah, out of the
Yeah.
wyvern sight.
Okay, so is the wyvern goes up ahead, and they and you start going behind them, and you can pretty easily follow behind them, and it doesn't look like anyone's so far nobody's really doing much to see you. But once it comes to evening time, you through the imp who's watching ahead, you see that they set up camp at a crumbling watchtower, and you guys are right now like about 3 miles away from the watchtower, but they have just set up camp.
What we could try to do is get a few hours
and
rest.
They set up camp like about here.
So question, would Earth Tremor like bring the whole thing down?
It might. I mean, it's definitely not in good repair.
Any spells to help disguise or mask our approach?
Actually, I have a disguise. Well, let me see if I have an actual disguise kit. Nah, that wouldn't matter.
I was gonna say, if they see us at all, it's gonna be bad.
Right. I have invisibility for 1 person, or 2 with the 3rd level.
So
and just so you guys know, the imp sees that there is, in addition to the elf, there's the wyvern, a guard drake, and then 3 other humans dressed in like they're dressed in like cult regalia, but they have a splash of green paint on their clothing.
They wearing any armor?
Nope.
Well, here's something. We could ambush them at the tower, but we're going to be attacking a fortified position. Generally not a good idea. Just skirt around the tower, and then set up further up the trail, and then wait for them in the morning.
And you notice that so one of them is one of them seems, one of the people, the imp, is it looked human, but it seems to have gained maybe some draconic traits. Looks a little draconic.
So maybe you can see in the dark really well. I mean, I'm all up for charging in there if you guys want to.
Well, the earth tremor, if it doesn't knock it down, it might flush them out.
Well,
what's the range on earth tremor?
So I do have Shatter, which might also be beneficial. It says creatures made of inorganic matter such as stone, crystal, or metal has disadvantage on saving throw.
Yeah, but this
the
is
Imperative might say it might work on stone.
Well, we are still. I mean, we're trying to approach them in the open, right? I mean, could we like how much longer do we think it's going to take them? Could we like wait till they get into the hills where we have a better chance to ambush them, or does this look like our best chance?
So you
left your channel.
We wouldn't be able to make it to the hills tonight, though, right?
No, I mean wait till tomorrow, because they're obviously going that way. So
okay.
Yeah,
So there is a trail
that
we can follow.
Yes.
I just say we set up like a half mile up the trail, and that way they get ready in the morning. They're still kind of groggy coming out, and they're starting their march in the morning, and bam, get them.
So in the open, though, still in the grass.
I mean,
no, I was saying, why not
we're in
wait
the
until
forest
they
now.
get to the Tickleberry Hills so that they don't see us approaching from 2 miles away? Because they have dark, they probably have better ability to detect us in the open like this.
Okay, so we'll make camp here and then continue to follow them in the morning then, huh?
No, obviously we get ahead of them.
Oh, okay.
All right, so we'll walk around this area.
So we're not going to rest?
we'd rest eventually. We just rest on the other side of the tower, so that way if they get up before us, we're at least they're moving into us, rather than us moving into them.
You see the legend. We're not going to be able to get to the hills tonight. It's 50 miles away.
Again, I'm not trying to get to the hills tonight. I'm just trying to get ahead of them. Alternatively, ambush them when they're coming out of. I don't know. It's just we're literally talking about assaulting a tower. Right
Oh, I'm not saying we should do that. I think if we're not going to attack, I say we stay here and then continue following them.
Yeah.
It seems like no matter what we do, they're going to have the advantage at night. So I'd say we burn another 2 hours to walk around the castle and maybe a mile ahead of them, and then set up.
Well, we need to be more than a mile ahead, because if it's daylight, then the wyvern will be able to see us.
Okay, so we're still in the grasslands then?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
So here's a question.
Well, I mean,
So my phantasm speed or phantom steed can move 10 miles in an hour. I don't know if we could possibly do like 3 hours worth and get a few people up there. I don't know if Giron took that from me.
Not yet. I was gonna do it after.
Oh, okay.
I maybe put it to a vote. I think we should just stay here and then continue following them.
Yeah, I think staying
well,
here
we're
would
already
be better.
so close, we'd have to back off anyways.
No, we're 3. He said we're a few miles out.
Oh.
Yeah, you guys were right now like 3 or 4 miles behind them.
Alright.
Okay, we'll just
fall
wait.
behind them then.
That's fine.
Yeah, because if they've got dark vision, we might as well take that advantage out for them.
Yeah,
Like-
and going ahead of them, we're just gonna leave tracks for them to know that somebody is up ahead. I think it would be better to stay behind them, follow their tracks. That way they don't know we're here.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, so that's what we'll do.
Okay. Okay, so let's go over this one more time.
We're
We're
waiting.
going to stay where we're at and
Great.
continue following them in the morning.
Okay, so is the imp going to stay with them, or
Yeah, the imp will stay with them.
we'll sleep with them? Okay.
And yeah, I'd like to set up a Leomun's tiny hut for everybody to sleep in.
Oh,
And we can take watches if you want, just to see if there's anything outside of it, but nothing's gonna get in unless it dispels it.
well, with the imp watching them, I'd say we don't need to stay on the outside. True, false, yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can stay on the inside. The inside is translucent, and you can't see inside from outside of it. But it's just like if something like attacks us in the middle of the night. But we can still do watches. It's just it's probably not as important because
Okay.
nothing can get it. It's basically a wall of force.
Okay, then let's just rest.
All right.
Cool. So are you going to have anyone keeping watch then, or
Just the imp on.
who's several miles? So nobody's
Yeah.
watching where you guys are. Okay. Other than like the elf who's trancing.
Right.
Yeah, trance, and I'll have my bird up, and then I'll probably do a ritual of alarm in one of the directions between them and us,
Okay.
just in case.
Okay, well, you guys, everyone, the weather, it gets a little colder at night, but it's still not uncomfortable. And though you hear like howling wind all through the night, and it kind of keeps you up, so you don't have sleep particularly well. But
Wait, we're in Lemon Tiny Hut, don't we?
Yeah, we are in a weather protected, dry
but
dome.
it still makes
and
noise.
That's that's warm.
You still hear noise. I'm just talking about
Okay,
the ambient.
Okay, got it.
All right.
The ambient temperature, and the weather outside. So you don't sleep great because the wind's howling all night, but eventually you get to sleep, and you actually found it soothing and relaxing, and you have an uneventful day, an evening.
Alrighty then.
And there was some yeah. You also heard maybe some howling of like a wolf-like creature. Maybe my dog.
Did the imp see anything during the night that we should be aware of?
No, it seemed that they all just kind of went to sleep, and they had people on guard. They also had people always on watch, but yeah, nothing other than that.
Be right back.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we'll just continue to follow them then when they head
I'm
out.
back.
Okay. So you're able to communicate with your imp, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so you guys aren't gonna have to like make any checks to follow them, as long as you have an invisible imp with them. You know where they are. So you guys set off early in the morning, and they sleep in a little bit, but no more than like 30 minutes. And then they start to head out. And they eventually get. Yep.
Do they seem very unconcerned about being followed, or are they trying to hide their trail, or just sort of nonchalant?
They're
about
they're nonchalant. They're not trying to hide their trail, no.
So they're basically pretty confident in their group that they can handle anything that they come upon.
Well, I also they have the wyvern scouting ahead and behind, so they know, if there's anything else gonna be there.
Okay. All right. Let's get a move on.
So they head out, and they begin to get closer towards the Tickleberry Hills when and you guys begin to see the in the distance you see like maybe 2 miles away, you see something in the sky, and it seems to be coming towards you.
Oops.
Something in the sky?
What's coming towards us? Does the imp know? Does
The
owl
imp
know?
the imp saw that the wyvern did decide to go back and check behind them.
Hide fast.
Can we get in the grass?
This place, the grass is a little taller, so the grass is maybe like a foot, maybe a foot high at this point.
Maybe everybody lay down and cover themselves with grass.
All right, let's do this. We've got a few miles.
Now, do you want are you guys going to just continue looking up, or
Well, how long do we have before because his imp said that it was coming. How long will it take to get back here? Because I could do like
It's a few miles, right? So.
Yeah, so the imp didn't know that it was coming all the way to you guys. You have you probably have like 20 minutes.
All right. So we want to try to find a tree or something. I don't know. But
Can I use my disguise kit to disguise everyone as grass, basically, and just camouflage everyone in here?
It takes a while to make a ghillie suit.
Yeah.
Well,
if somebody uses prestidigitation along with the disguise kit, I think we could make a ghillie suit. Veg out.
Let's do this.
Okay, so that's what we'll do.
Well, I could do a Leomun's tiny hut and turn it green.
It's a solid color. It's not, that would stick out.
Yeah.
Like a sore thumb.
And it's tall, right?
Yeah, it's a 10-foot hemisphere.
Make it tinier, hut.
Gnome has minor illusion. Could he disguise the thing?
It only lasts for a minute. As long as you can keep casting it, but
I like the prestidigitation in the disguise, and we'll just look like grass.
Try
I
it.
will also ritually cast silence, just on the off chance that one makes a stupid noise.
Good
Okay.
idea.
Nice.
So
Alright.
okay, give me a disguise. Give me a disguise check roll.
What skill is that?
Uh,
Deception or sleight of hand?
yeah,
Well, it's
one of
Deception.
those.
Do
Deception
you
or
have,
Right.
do you have proficiency in disguise kits, and do you have a disguise kit on you?
I'm an urchin, so yeah, I have disguise kit proficiency,
Okay.
and I have one on my character sheet.
then
Yeah, then it's a dex, and you have proficiency.
yeah.
It's
So
dex.
it's the same. Yeah.
And
Okay.
you have advantage because somebody is using prestidigitation to help you out.
Just straight dex.
Yep. Let's just go with Dex plus proficiency.
Oh yeah.
So you guys are hiding there, and after after like 10 minutes of like sitting there just waiting, you're beginning to get a little anxious, but eventually you see the wyvern, and now it's getting really close to you guys. It's flying overhead. It's like maybe a couple 100 feet in the air at this point, and it swoops overhead of you, and then it goes beyond past you.
Guess we'll just keep waiting until it comes back.
How high up is it?
A couple 100 feet.
Did
I was gonna say we ambush it, because then we could try to kill it before it gets back, and then they could be down some resources. But yeah,
Did
It could
the
just probably
imp
fly out of our
say-
range easily.
Yeah.
Did the people continue on, or are they stopping too?
No, they have always been moving. The wyvern has never been traveling with them. The wyvern has been like circling overhead, going above and going behind.
Maybe it was just waiting for the grassy area.
So I say we wait till the wyvern's out of sight and continue following them then.
I'm afraid that's gonna come back.
Well, it probably will if it's scouting, but we'll just have to do this again.
We won't have advanced warning like this time. Should we just keep our suits on? Our grass suits?
Yeah, we could do that, and at least we'll have some measure of protection.
Alright.
Sure. I'll march with this grass all over me for about an hour, and that's about how long I can tolerate it before I press the digitation and blow it all off.
Okay. So on an aside, I don't know if you guys have seen, but the homunculus in the 5th edition monster manual is so cute. I want one.
I think you can get them on Amazon.
I hear they're good pets. I just flipped to that page and saw it. Are you guys gonna do anything differently now that the wyvern is behind you?
Oh, it's behind us.
Well, it passed overhead.
Over, I thought it turned around.
No. It passed over you and continued going beyond.
If we can
Okay.
speed up, we might be able to catch that group without a wyvern.
I don't know. It's probably not going to fly too far away.
Well, it just flew how many miles? Like 4 or 5 miles?
3.
However far. Oh, 3 miles?
Yeah, you guys are three or 4.
But it's already past us, so it's continuing on, right?
So it seems
Yep.
like. We could leave the owl here and continue on. As soon as the owl sees the wyvern, we'll know how much time we have.
No, because I can only speak to it within 100 feet.
Oh, yes.
So that's pretty
I forgot
much.
about that.
We would know about the exact same time that it gets back.
Well, it's up in the sky, and we'll just hope that it can't see us because it's in the sky and we're not. So it's easier to see it than it is for it to see us.
Yeah, let's continue on.
Do you want to move faster?
Oh, you mean to catch up to them?
Yeah.
I don't care. That's up to you. That sounds fine with me. Or same distance. It doesn't matter. What's everyone else say?
I say just keep going the same pace.
I'd say charge into them and kill them all, but, you know, I guess if you guys want to slink around like a bunch of cowards.
Well, 3 miles is going to take us.
I'm going to be right back.
Yeah.
I mean, we're all on foot except for one person.
Tempest
So
does not approve of this shenanigans. But he will stay his blade for the moment and go with how the party wants.
Well, if we can catch up to him, I'm down for fighting them without a wyvern.
We can speed our pace up slightly.
Yeah, I don't know if we can. We can try to speed our pace up. I don't think we're if we do like a full out run for 3 miles and then now we're all exhausted.
Well, if they'd only gone
right.
in the morning and walked around, they would have walked right into us and boom. We could have just disguised and then right when they get next to us, boom, pop out of the hut or wherever we're in. That's okay. We can wait till they get in the hills and then attack them at night. Or however you want to do it.
Do we want to try to take out this wyvern before it gets back?
There's
I
no way
doubt
we
we
can.
could.
It's probably going to fly up too high for us to do it to do anything to it.
You spellcasters do you think that's possibly her familiar? Is it possible for her to have a wyvern for a familiar?
I doubt it.
I doubt it. Yeah, that's.
Or is it possible that she's got some sort of continuing communication with it?
Possibly, if she's a spellcaster,
yeah, maybe.
she can send message.
Yeah, they're
sending.
basically small dragons. So
I think it's a bad idea to try to attack it because I bet it's got some means to communicate. Hey, I'm getting attacked. Blah blah blah.
Probably.
Sorry about that, I'm back.
Alright, we're just going to keep following behind them.
Okay, and do you have okay, so you guys are just at the same pace?
some people want to speed up, so I guess we could speed up our pace, but it's still going to take us a while to catch up with them because they're moving too, probably at a normal pace.
Yeah, we don't need to speed up. It's just going to make us exhausted for no reason. The only way we're going to catch these guys is when they set up to make camp.
Penalties for the faster pace thing. You
There is,
just
but it's-
have less perception.
Yeah, and I'd rather us have good perception so we can see.
Yeah,
these
we'd
things
rather
fly
see
towards
if
us.
the wyvern comes back and not have it just fly over us and
Yeah.
then
Alright,
it
so
just
let's
saw
just keep
us
going at
all.
the same pace. We're going.
Yeah.
So they can start walking.
Okay, and are you guys doing anything? So what's everyone doing like while you guys are traveling? Is anyone like drawing a map or foraging or whatnot?
I'll
I'm
do
looking
the-
ahead with my amazing passive perception.
Yeah, we pretty much have the imp covering where we're going, so I'm just gonna stay on watch.
Here's a
Does anyone
question.
have Earthbind, by the way?
No, I thought
Nope.
about taking it and didn't take it.
Dang.
Can we approximate how fast the wyvern is moving?
I would say that the wyvern is moving at a speed of, let me calculate.
Really fast.
Yeah, the wyvern is moving very quickly.
That
Did he?
slower than 10 miles per hour or 13 miles per hour?
No, I don't think so.
And did it seem like he was flying leisurely, or was he wanting to get somewhere really fast?
He wasn't going as fast as he possibly could, but he definitely wasn't going slow.
We'll be paying
And
attention and watching.
You know, and the wyvern is going maybe more than 3 times your speed.
All right, so let's
Alright,
continue
keep going.
Okay.
As they're continuing, I'm going to try and stay, or I'm going to follow in the path that the wyvern went for 20 minutes, and then turn back around and catch back up.
Okay.
That way I can see if it keeps going beyond that point.
Okay. So you guys continue going, and after about 10 minutes, Alar, you see that the wyvern the wyvern once again comes back into your sight.
So it starts turning around.
Yep, most likely.
Okay, then I'm going to do a U-turn and start hoofing it at fast pace, so 13 miles per hour back.
Okay, you do know that it is still going to overtake you.
That's fine.
Okay. So yeah, so you guys, at about after about 7 minutes or so, or 10 minutes, Alar catches up to you guys, and a little bit before he caught up to you, you see a wyvern in the distance. You see you don't see a wyvern. You see something in the sky, from the direction the wyvern was.
Should we try it again?
So this is,
everybody hide.
Maybe 20 minutes later.
Do we still have our grass skirts on?
I believe you never said you took them off, so I assume so.
This is before the hour that I said that I was going to get tired of the grass and take it off, so I still have mine on.
Yeah,
so everybody get quiet and lay in the grass.
Yep.
Okay, and you guys see that as it comes closer, it definitely is a wyvern, and you notice that it's a little closer to the ground now than it was before, but it's still, at least 100 feet in the air,
Ooh, it's
200,
low to the ground?
It's like 200 feet in the air, but it's lower to the ground than it was before. And
so obviously now they're getting concerned whether or not they're being followed.
Yeah.
Well,
So,
maybe
probably.
it'll try to pick off Alar as like, oh look, a snack, and then we can take it out.
Well, hopefully we hid well enough that it didn't see us.
And it passes overhead of you, and it goes a little bit further, and then it seems to be, it seems to be looping back, checking like this whole area in a large circle, maybe like a 1 mile radius.
Like our trail?
The area near Alar, because it saw Alar, because he did not hide, because he was just walking.
I was riding.
You were riding, so
Phantom Steed, yeah.
Yeah. So you definitely weren't hiding.
Is he somewhat disinterested since it's just a single person?
He does one kind of loop around, and you guys wait for a little bit. But after like one loop around, and he sees that it is just Alar. He does go back. He starts scouting up ahead, but he's still he went a little higher in the air. He's probably back to his original 400 feet in the air.
Okay, so we'll wait till he gets back up with the group and continue on.
Okay.
We definitely won't want him seeing Alar again, just because then he would know that he's following versus just a traveler.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's now the second day, and the imp sees that they are headed into the Tickleberry Hills in the late morning. I'd say maybe around noon, and they take a trail that turns a little northwest. And you continue going towards the Tickleberry Hills, and as you do so, the grass seems to thin out a little bit. It gets a little shorter. Now it really is the cut grass spell. And there's still small, occasionally small ruins or like a crumbling watchtower, but there are very few shrubs. Um, but then more and more shrubs start appearing. And eventually, the grass has receded into like there were just wiry plants, and the ground is much more rocky. As as you get as you're really entering the Tickleberry Hills, and as you do that, you see, there, no longer do you have the occasional ruined watchtower, but instead you see, your large crags and boulders. And if you really if you look north and a little hard, look pretty carefully, you can see, very dragon spine mountains in the distance. Some of them even, have snow-capped peaks. And the path turns a little northwest.
Alright, just keep following them, I guess.
Yeah, I would say once they make camp this time, we need to go in.
Yeah.
So the day continues traveling in much the same manner, and the imp sees that in the evening time they set up camp under a craggy outcropping in the hills. So like, under protection of an overhang.
I think we should probably just go in while they're setting up camp versus waiting till night.
Because of the watch?
Yeah.
And now it's also, it's getting much colder than it was before. You guys probably, like, you guys are starting to get like noticeably cold. The wind is, still now really picking up and really howling.
Yeah, so now's the time to do it.
Does anyone have like cold weather gear or resistance to cold?
I have a winter blanket.
So you feel you're getting like noticeably cold. You probably want to put that blanket on you.
All right.
Even while walking. Does anyone else have anything like for the cold weather?
Yeah. We have the cold. I have the cold weather, like kit or whatever from from the Sea of Ice.
Yep.
Or the Sea of Moving Ice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Would sculpting a firebolt around myself help?
Yeah, that would help warm you up.
I'll continually do that.
Okay. You know that once during the day as long as you're awake, that'll help. But if you go to sleep, it'll probably won't.
Well, when you go to sleep,
We
you'll
have
have the
hut.
Leomun's tiny hut, and it'll be warm. So.
Yeah, I say we go in now then, definitely. Before it gets much colder.
We definitely need to ambush these guys post haste.
Okay.
Yeah, so while they're setting up camp, let's get up on them.
Yeah.
The wyvern's still flying in the air, right? They'll see
Yeah,
us
I don't
easily,
know that we
probably.
have much of a choice.
Yes, the wyvern is flying in the air, and they are still like about 3-4 miles ahead of you. So it'll probably take you at the current pace, maybe 2 hours to get up there, or an hour and a half maybe.
That's fine. We gotta ambush these guys before it gets much worse and start hitting some exhaustion.
Yeah.
Or alternatively,
Alright.
they get to the destination.
We'll try to be as stealthy as possible, but let's go ahead and get on up there.
Okay, so you guys are
Seek out the
getting
guidance of Tempest when we-
you're getting much. It's starting to get really cold. The sun's pretty much set now. Why don't we have anyone who's traveling who did not either like put on their cold weather blanket or anything, give me a Constitution check for to see like for exhaustion. DC 10.
Nice.
Oh, whoops. Oh.
Oh, did you say to make con checks?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
How warm is this grass disguise?
I assume you guys are taking the grass disguises
probably
off
gone now.
because you are now
Yeah.
in like mountainy regions. Okay, so you travel for another hour, and you're now just a couple miles away from them, and they've fully set up their camp, and your imp lets you know that there is they have people on guard. The wyvern has now actually stopped, has actually landed at the camp, and is there with them, and they are beginning to eat.
I have a question. Does anyone have phantasmal force prepared?
Nope.
Dang. Should have discussed strategy before we last left.
I don't even know that spell, so.
Well, typically when the DM does the random D20 rolls and they're that low, that's good.
One of them
let's
was
get up
good.
on 'em,
One of them
boys.
wasn't.
Let's attack them.
Alright,
All
let's
right,
do it.
Do it.
So,
Do it
so
live.
okay, so you're still about an hour away from them.
Oh, we are. I thought
go.
we were only a few miles out, and we did it at a normal pace.
What's your normal pace? How many miles an hour?
3 miles.
Okay, so yeah,
It was
it's
3
just
miles.
1 hour. Okay.
So we're gonna try to stealth when we get close.
Yeah, let's try to be. If we got to be fairly close now, so let's try to stealthily sneak up on them.
We can go around, right? Like, because they're in a outcropping or something.
Yeah, they're underneath like an outcropping.
Yeah, come from the other side.
Yeah.
Are we downwind or upwind of them?
You could come from either direction. Yeah. It's
that'll work.
they come, are up and down. So they're sheltered from, right now you guys are still a little bit a ways from them. So
Yeah, let's sneak up as best we can on them.
do you want to
I
like
have
go
disadvantage.
from below or above?
Damn it! Sorry, guys.
From the hardest part for them to be able to find us or see us.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, lots of
Lord,
natural
guide
ones
me on
here.
this stealth check.
User joined your channel.
This is the disadvantage.
Oh,
Pow! Holy cleric in heavy armor, fucking ethereal plane at 24. Or sorry, no, 21. What up? What happened there? What happened there, Hellman?
yeah.
And you can't be
I'm
stealthy like the heavy weapons
I'm
cleric?
whistling, playing my lute, and oh, Alar. So we are very stealthy.
So as you guys
Screw check, right?
get a little closer, you're getting a little closer, but Almin, he takes a bad step over a rock, and he trips a little bit, and some rocks begin to fall down the hill towards where they're staying, and the guy who was on guard quickly looks up at that, and he sees it, and he starts walking a little closer to it in that direction.
Alright.
And then
do it live.
after
Yeah.
he took
Yeah,
a
let's do it live!
he took
How
a
far was he
couple
from us right now?
he took a couple steps towards you, and then towards you, he looks out for like maybe 10 seconds or so, and then you're not sure exactly what he sees, but he puts his hand up to his mouth, and then blows like a really loud whistle, and then turns around and runs back to camp.
I
It's go
immediately
time.
cast Spirit Guardians and
Get him.
start charging in like a badass.
How far away is he?
You guys are like maybe 300 feet away.
Alright, then
Cool.
here
I
we
cast
go.
Spirit Guardians and charge in like a badass.
I
I
wanna-
my approach.
Well, before this happens, I want to look through my imp to see what's going on.
Yeah, so they were all like, setting up. They were lounging around, eating a little bit, and one of them was reading. The mage was, their leader was reading. The guards were, pretty much not doing anything. The guard drake was just like the guard drake and the wyvern were both just kind of like lying down. And but once they hear his whistle, they all seem to get up and start getting ready for.
And I tell the group, hey, we need to stay spread out. She has some powerful coldness that comes out of her hands in a cone-like shape that is very scary.
Wow. E for effort at trying not to metagame that one.
No. I
Well, he's fodder.
I fodder.
No. I know. It's just even having fodder is hilarious. Like a cone of coldness.
So can you guys counter?
Cone shape pattern.
We sure can.
Just counterspell that shit.
Okay.
We will.
Get your butt up there so you're 60
Or at least
feet away
I
from
will.
her. Well, you don't have to worry, because Sega's running in headlong. He's cast Spirit Guardians and he's hauling balls.
All right. So how close are we? Can we? How many of them are grouped up together as we get close to them?
As you get close to them, they're all within like a 50-foot, campsite, and but you could probably. The guard drake and the wyvern are pretty close together. The 3 guards are close together, and their leader is separate, a little separate, but they're all within like 50 feet of each other.
All right. Well, when I get to 150 feet, I'm rolling initiative.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I'm
Everybody,
catch as many as I can.
There's not going to be any surprise rounds. Everyone roll initiative.
Woo!
I don't see the turn tracker.
Oh, let me pull it up. That didn't do it. That did it. Cool. Let me add them to the initiative.
This field of little tiny people with wings floating around with little tiny swords floating around me. They're not hurting you guys right now, but they're there.
Dude, why can I not search the word Drake? Every time I search Drake, a wyvern comes up. Like, at first I see it, I see the Drake, and then immediately the wyvern appears. I just had to scroll down. Okay.
Did you tag the wyvern? Because if you tag it, then it puts it at the top of your list.
I don't know. Either way, I got the Drake up. Let's make some rolls. Sorry, just give me one moment. So we're just going to use the the map is just going to be for initiative and stuff. We're not going to use like any map. We're just going to use Theater of the Mind. Cool. So I hope everyone is okay with that.
I need to be on the initiative turn order, I think.
Yeah. Who was that said that?
Tarsus.
Let's see. Which... I think this is you. Yep. I was correct. You should be able to add yourself now.
Yep. Cool. Do you want the imp to go on my initiative? Or
yeah, imps is just going to go on your initiative.
Alright.
And one other thing.
Believe it or not, this is the first time I will have been playing Theater of the Mind, so...
What? Really?
Yeah.
Well, I look forward to introducing you to the world's original theater from your childhood. Well, it's convenient. Everything is like one page away from each other.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, how are you, Tim?
I'm doing great.
Good.
Got back a little bit late from my thing.
You were at a convention, right?
Yep.
Nice. How did it go?
Went okay. It was a camping con. That's the first time I've ever been to one. It was at the YMCA down in Columbia, and everyone was more interested in doing archery and horseback riding and that kind of stuff instead of gaming. So
Got it.
about the only thing that happened was at night. So.
Well, that still sounds fun. I'm a big fan of
fun.
camping, so nice.
Yeah, I got to go out and do some archery and embarrass myself, that kind of stuff. I got to shoot arrows into the sand and stuff.
Well, I mean, that's an important thing to do. Shooting arrows into sand is... You know, I think for every arrow that you missed, I think I'm going to give Geth a penalty on Monday.
I don't shoot arrows.
I know.
Or bolt. I shoot crossbow bolts every once in a while.
Well, we're just going to give you a penalty to your dex, not to your strength, so it's okay.
As long as I don't get disadvantage. Well, that's the way it goes, man. Can't get too upset about it.
Okay, so they are all in the camp. The three cultists are all together. The mage is a little, or Ixu potentially is a little farther away, and then the wyvern and the drake are both grouped up. Almin, you are up. You guys are right now about like 100 feet away, and they're you're a little uphill of them.
100 feet is a great range.
Are they all 100 feet, or maybe some of them 90 feet?
Yeah, I think some of them. The wyvern and the drake are a little closer to you guys.
Okay, then I will step of the wind up next to the wyvern.
Okay. So that lets you kind of just
Dash bonus action.
Yeah, so I've got a speed of 45, so I move 90 feet.
Okay, so you just kind of like jump up to them.
Yeah.
You sprint down this mountain and very deftly, and give me an acrobatics check to make sure that all of your footing is you're running down a mountain. Let's make sure that you have good footing as you go down, because you are just like sprinting down there.
Not to mention I've got boots of striding and springing on too.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Hang on here.
Just a DC 10, because you are using this ability. Well, you have no problems getting down. You very quickly, you're like you're not trail running, you're mountain running, and you just like sprint down there, and you're right next to the Wyvern and Drake.
Okay, first attack will be on the Wyvern, and it'll be an unarmed strike. That is magical.
Okay, that's gonna hit.
So 22 for 7, and I will do at that point in time a stunning strike on the Wyvern.
Okay. So as you hit you're punching the Wyvern with an open palm at its head, and it
He's wowed by my mad martial skills.
But the Wyvern,
Not that
as you try to reach for his head, he quickly bashes his head lower and pushes your hand away with his small horns.
Okay, and second attack, 21 for 8.
That's gonna hit.
And I'll expend one more key for the stun strike again on him.
And once again, this time he just completely you hit him and he doesn't even flinch.
Good. So looks like I am done. Probably in more ways than one.
Okay. Now the elf is up, and for those, you do recognize her as Ixusaksa, who you fought earlier, and she immediately she takes a look at you, and everything is dimly lit because they have like torches and stuff. She takes a look at you and decides you're going to die. She turns to Alman and just casts a and she just looks at you and she immediately just shoots a fire bolt at you.
Probably have cover behind the Wyvern.
Yeah.
Shooting a fire bolt.
Yes, a fire bolt.
Wow.
This is okay.
She's not taking us seriously.
Yeah, definitely not.
I'm assuming that misses?
Yes.
And then she's she's like whatever, and then her friends are all up, and they quickly all
DM playing it easy.
What?
DM playing it easy. I know she got way more bam spells than that.
Oh, I know she does. Don't worry. She doesn't think you guys are a threat because you're not.
Yeah.
Then the three humans or humanoid type things that all look human are going to all begin to climb up the mountain, and they have their one has their two of them have their scimitars drawn, and they all three have their scimitars drawn, and it looks like they're all fairly close to each other. It looks like they're getting ready to attack anyone who might be who might get any closer.
How far away are they from us then? Did they move past the monk?
They moved past the monk up the hill, and they're like 30 feet away from you right now.
Cool.
Sagan, you are up.
Hey, guess what, boys? I'm going to run up to be about, let's say, 15 feet away from them.
Okay.
I'm going to do a couple things. I'm going to bonus action cast Spiritual Weapon as I run up.
As you run up, immediately one of them jumps into the air, like really high in the air, and with his scimitar slashes down at you.
So he's moving forward.
Yes. He like jumped into the air.
Okie dokie. Well, unfortunately for him, as soon as he hits 15 feet away from me, his movement speed is halved. As tiny little people with tiny little warhammers start beating the crap out of him.
What's that from?
Spiritual Guardians. A 15-foot radius around me is difficult terrain, and then they make a wisdom save to take 3d8 or half. The half speed is regardless of their wisdom save.
I am going to say that he does not have difficult terrain because I said he was jumping in the air, and he is like kind of flying.
I mean, the idea is that the little things are literally hitting him and slowing him down.
In the air?
Like flying. Yeah, it's a 15-foot sphere.
Okay. They have flying abilities? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So he tried to jump up, but then he can't quite make it, and he's now about 10 feet away from you.
Well, they all need to make wisdom saves. They got crap damage, but they need DC 15 wisdom saves, or if they save, they take half damage because they're all within the 15-foot sphere. And then I'm also
only one of them is now in your sphere. The other two are still back.
I'm running up. You said they're 30 feet away, so I'm going to run up until I'm 15 feet away. I'm running forward 15 feet.
Okay, got it. Cool.
They bring it on, buddy.
The one who jumped at you is going to be first.
You're good. Fails, takes 8. Fails, takes 8. Fails, takes 8.
Okay.
And with that, a spiritual weapon as a bonus action. On the one that jumped towards me. So I'll use my bonus action to cast that. Take a swing at him. 19 versus AC, I'm assuming is going to miss.
You said the 19 versus AC?
Or sorry, 9 versus AC.
That will miss, yeah.
Okay, I will... Yeah, well, okay. I will then walk up to... no, cast spell. Yeah, so I'm going to then walk up to him.
To which one? The one that jumped at you?
The one that jumped. Yeah, the one that jumped. Because he made it in a little bit into the sphere, and I still got 30 feet.
Yeah.
I walk up to him, and I go, "Oh, Tempest is displeased with your poor display." And with my main action, I'm going to swing my... I'm going to take out my sword, which if any of you guys played Lost Mines of Fendelver, I know at least one of you has, who recognizes Talon. And I'm going to try to smack him with it.
Okay.
Oh, crap. What the hell? Syntax error. No syntax error.
You might need to put a space between whatever formula and the plus for a modifier.
It's just I'm using the straight.
Are you using a macro?
I'm using the built-in one.
Are you using Internet Explorer by chance?
Nope, Firefox. Attack rolls, damage rolls. Nope.
Do you typically play that character in an API game?
Oh, it's probably it is a little bit different. Let me try.
So you need to put a hyphen in front of all your macros, the very first line.
No, this isn't a macro. I'm literally using the base.
Oh,
I plugged it into the system. Let's see what happens. Works. Sorry, I apologize about that. Thought everything was going to work.
You're fine.
There it is. And another 12 versus AC. I'll channel Divinity that to make it a hit. 22 versus AC.
Okay, that's gonna hit.
So 8 bludgeoning damage. Well, 8 slashing damage rather. Sorry.
Okay.
I didn't have the crit damage entered in. That's why.
He's starting to look pretty injured. And the other two guys also look injured.
Cool. When they start their turn, they have to make another wisdom save.
Okay.
Unless they somehow leave the field before the start of their turn.
Got it.
That's it for Cleric Man.
Cool. Giron is up.
Alright, where is the spellcaster and how close is she to other targets?
She is by her. She's maybe 30 feet away from the Wyvern and Drake, and she's about 100 feet away from you. At the bottom of the hill.
So she's...
Yep, for the most part.
She's about 100 feet away from me?
Yep.
Go get her, champ.
So yeah, I'm gonna.
And then the 3 human and one looks kind of like a draconic human are 30 feet away from you. Well, 2 of them are 30 feet. One is like 15 feet away from you.
Your cleric's got those guys on lockdown. You don't have to worry about them. They ain't going anywhere.
All right. Yeah, chuck a fireball at her. Make a dex save.
Okay.
That'll probably get the wyvern too, right?
Yeah, what's the radius on that?
It's 20-foot radius.
Damn, nice damage.
Let's roll it high.
Yeah, so you could position it.
Yeah, so 40-foot diameter. It's a 40-foot diameter circle.
Okay. So that's going to hit
So
the wyvern
I try
and the
to
drake
catch
as
her
well.
and whoever else I can.
Okay, so that's going to hit her, the wyvern, and the drake.
And it's going to singe the hairs on my arms.
So this is her. What's our DC?
15. Dex save.
Now the wyvern. And the drake.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's safing out his ass.
Okay, so the drake failed. So it's half damage for those who succeeded?
Yep.
Okay, I want to check one thing. Okay.
It sure was a fireball, Corey.
Yeah, we're gonna roll over these guys.
Well, hopefully. We'll see.
Wyverns are pretty tough.
No, they're not.
Alright, and what are my options for moving closer?
You are at the top of a mountain, or like a, mountainy hill, so you can go down. Yeah. It is not difficult terrain, though you are going to have to be
So
careful.
how close would I have to stay to everyone else? I want to, not be close to everyone else when I do that.
What do you mean? Like, how far can you get
Spreading
from them?
out.
I want to stay spread out. What
Okay.
are my options with, how closed in are we on this, path we're on?
I mean, it is a mountainy region that you can, but there are no trees or anything blocking your way. If you're going to get off the trail, it's going to be difficult terrain. But if you're just running down, it's not. But you can go away to the left and the right, and there's nothing blocking you. It's just
Okay, yeah.
they're crags
I'll stay,
and
I'll
boulders,
stay, I'll try to get closer, but I want to stay spread out from everybody, and I'll do
Okay.
difficult terrain. That's fine.
Okay, so you step off the path a little bit and you get a little closer. So you're going to get 15 feet closer, or
Yep.
diagonally. So not really.
Yep.
Cool. Okay, Tarsus, you're up.
How far away am I from that woman that cast the mage?
100 feet from her.
100 feet. Alright, I'm gonna move 30 feet closer towards her. And I'm going to Hex and Eldritch Blast her. I'll give her a Wisdom Hex.
Okay.
So here's the first beam. That's gonna miss.
Yep.
And second beam. That's better.
That's going to hit.
And that's it.
Okay, so tell me, just give me the total damage. I'm looking something up.
13 damage.
They get desynced or something? I'm not seeing any. There we go. Holy crap.
She's
I'm assuming
starting to
14
look
missed,
pretty
yeah.
injured.
Alright.
16 plus 13. That's a lot of damage.
Now, the wyvern is up. The wyvern is up, and he's right next to the monk, and his with his tail, he tries to, his tail comes out and tries to stab the monk.
Sounds delicious.
I'm assuming that hits.
Yes.
Ouch.
Some poison damage.
For 11 piercing, and then make a con saving throw.
Please make the con saving throw.
Monks are usually pretty good at con saves.
DC 15.
We don't happen to have any inspiration from our early activities, do we?
Which early activity do you want an inspiration for?
Hopefully something stuck out at your mind that I might have done that was stupid.
You know,
enough.
I usually, I'm pretty good at giving inspiration, but I'm not. I haven't felt it today.
That is so fishing. I don't know, dude.
Normally I'm pretty good at giving inspiration.
I
So
Oh
you
my
failed.
Oh god.
Take 22 points of damage.
Oh, man.
Poison damage.
Decently low
Wow.
rolls. Decently low rolls. A
And
little bit below average.
I'm bloodied.
Then the wyvern tries to bite you with its mouth. Its huge head comes reaching out and it tries to